India's highest selling SUV. No, not the Creta, that's the highest selling SUV now. But before that, this was India's highest selling SUV. The one with the peppy diesel engine. The one with great fuel efficiency. The one that looked butch with its boxy styling and short overhang. And the one that rides smoothly even on bad roads. Welcome to another episode of Half Price Heroes, and today we tell you if it's worth buying the first gen Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza in 2025, things to watch out for, the best deal you could get on this. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the Evo India channel and hit that bell icon and share this video with like-minded enthusiasts. Let me brief you on the car first. The Vitara Brezza was Maruti Suzuki's first crack at the sub-4 meter sub-compact crossover SUV segment, a move specifically targeted to take advantage of India's GST benefits for small cars. Initially powered by a 1.3-litre Fiat-sourced D13A DDIS turbo diesel engine, it produced 89 bhp and 200 Nm and came mated to either a 5-speed manual or a 5-speed AMT gearbox. The diesel Brezza was even exported to neighbouring markets like Nepal. This series is a technical guide to help you purchase the car of your dreams. But those dreams may not always come true, and that's because all people aren't nice. Your best bet is to get the car from the previous owner, preferably first. But if you do end up going to a dealer, you may not have a good experience. Here's an enactment of what a visit at a phony pre-owned car dealer would look like.
हेलो जुबिन भाई, कैसे हो?
Good, thanks.
ये देखो, ये बढ़िया गाड़ी आई है.
अच्छी लग रही है.
This is 1.5 liter diesel automatic. This is top of the line car.
Okay.
New tires, completely non-accidental. छोटा मोटा स्क्रैचेस होगा, वो तो होता ही है. और एकदम बढ़िया कंडीशन में. आपको ये प्राइस में हमारे अलावा कहीं नहीं मिलेगी. ये हमारा चैलेंज है. एकदम बेस्ट गाड़ी आपके लिए.
Okay, give me time till evening and I'll let you know.
So you just confirm as soon as possible. We have a customer who is ready to pay token. उसको कोई और गाड़ी अच्छा लगा था. मैंने उनको बोला है कि ये उनके लिए सबसे बेस्ट है. तो आप भी देखो, आपके लिए भी बढ़िया गाड़ी एकदम.
ठीक है, आप मेरे को शाम तक का टाइम दो.
Please.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And that's what a phony dealer will tell you. But don't take their word for it and find out for yourself, and start by doing these basic checks. Start off by looking for any scratches, dents or bumps in the paint or the body. Take a good walk around and make sure that you've looked at everything once. Check the condition of the tires by looking at the tire tread. The easiest way to do is by putting a finger in. This much is left on these tires, which means it's about bald, maybe about 5,000 kilometers or 10,000 odd kilometers left on this tire. But even then, a lot of dealers tend to get these tires shredded and look like brand new. So the easiest way to do it is by looking at these 4 numbers over here. This is the manufacturing date. This car has 4522, which means this tire was made in the 45th week of 2022. Make sure that the tail lamps, indicators, DRLs and headlamps are working and in top condition. And the glass isn't broken or chipped. Make sure you check for stone chips in the windshield too. Then take a look at the engine bay. These are the basic checks that you can do yourself and do not need a mechanic for it. First up, you can check the pipe of your turbo or intercooler. You can check your air pipes, check if everything is fit properly. Check around the engine bay area and check for any oil leaks, any leaks of the vice ring. In this car, the engine cap is fixed, but generally in other cars, you can open and check if there are any other oil leaks. Also check the engine coolant level. The coolant level should be at max. You can open this and check. The dealer may tell you that the car has been recently serviced, but check for yourself. Pull the dipstick. The easiest and the best way to do it is by pulling it out, cleaning it with a clean cloth, putting it back in. So make sure that the oil is stuck onto the dipstick and pull it back out. And you can check the oil level. The oil level on this is enough, but it is black, which means that the oil is old. It should be lighter in color. You can also see the ECU in the Brezza. Make sure that it's not tampered with, there's no water around it and it's not loose. Turn on the car, switch on the AC and have a good look over here if the fan is working. The best way to know the condition of a car is by having a look in the engine bay. If it's clean, then that means it's been serviced recently. But if there's dust accumulated, then you gotta know that the car hasn't been serviced recently. Because this is a diesel, check for black smoke coming from the exhaust. Black smoke generally means bad fuel or bad engine oil. you've checked everything else, then you move inside. Sit in the car, turn it on, and get a good feel. Make sure that all your buttons on the steering wheel, on the infotainment system, the climate control, on the stock, everything is working. Make sure you turn your steering wheel full to the right and to the left. If there is any kind of cracking noise or rattling noise coming, that means you have a problem with your steering rack or your suspension. Get that checked. Make sure you knock inside the cabin and check if there is no excessive rattling or any noise, which means the plastic quality has gone bad. In this car, this seems okay, but this one, this is an openable tray. This feels a little flimsy. Check the interior upholstery. These seats have been changed, but you can check the wear and tear and know how much the car has been used. Also check the headliner. This generally gets dirty like it has in this car also. This is also a sign of wear and tear. Now that we finished all checks, you gotta sit in the driver's seat and take a good feel behind the wheel. The car has gotta drive right, it's gotta feel right, and then you'll know if it's the car for you or not. The Brezza retains the 1.3 litre Fiat source diesel engine. It pushes out about 89 bhp and 200 Nm, and that's quite decent figures for a car this size. This car is sub 4 meters, and that's what worked for it, plus the great pricing too. It's mated to either an AGS, which is an AMT or automatic transmission, or a 5-speed manual. We have with us today the AGS, which is the AMT transmission, and it is similar to what you've heard about other AMT transmission. It doesn't shift really well, it's lethargic, and I'm not really fond of it. So I've spent a fair bit of time with the Brezza. Back in COVID in 2020, I have a friend in my building in Mumbai, and I've driven his Brezza. It was a 2016 1.3 diesel Brezza, but it was mated to the 5-speed manual transmission. And instantly I can tell you that that manual transmission was much better than this AMT transmission. The Brezza that I drove in Mumbai, I've driven it around the city, I've driven it at night, in the day, I've driven it during monsoons, during heavy pour, and the car has performed well always. It's never disappointed me. I've always made the car handle, or I've always thought that the car is a Maruti Suzuki, and I've not completely sent it always. But being that, it's much better than the Swift or the Desire or the Fronx for that matter too. It drives well, it handles well, especially for a compact SUV. So now I'm going to tell you why I don't like an AMT. We're at 0, I'm doing nothing, I'm on the brake, on the accelerator, and launch. I'm held back on my seat. As soon as a shift happens, I'm moving ahead. This will happen again. Second to third. I'm not doing this. It's happening on its own. And that's the problem of an AMT transmission. That's what I don't like, especially when it's paired with a diesel engine. It just is not cutting it. What really worked for the Brezza is sub 4 meter compact length and great pricing. It was launched at 6.99 lakh rupees ex showroom for the base manual variant and went up to 9.86 lakh rupees for the ZDI Plus variant, which is the one we have with us today. The base variants, namely the LDI, was cheap, but it wasn't really well spec'd. It got some features. It got a stereo, but it didn't get automatic climate control, it didn't get projector headlamps, and it lost on a lot of features. This one, the ZDI Plus, really got a lot of features, especially for the time it was launched. The car has Apple CarPlay, it has automatic climate control, it has projector headlamps, it has LED tail lamps, LED DRLs, it has automatic wipers, automatic headlamps, it has reverse parking camera. It also has these colors on the cluster. I don't think I've ever seen it on any other car before. On some cars you might have themes, but this car only has colors which you can change from here. You can get red, white, blue and orange and these different colors. So it's pretty cool. You can't really see it in the day, but at night it looks pretty cool. So this car has been driven for 1.16 lakh kilometers. I think it's the first time in my life that I've ever driven a car which has been driven over 1 lakh kilometers. And generally you would always assume that a car that's been driven for over a lakh kilometers would not be really nice to drive, would have some issues, would have some rattling, some noises. But this car is in great shape. The owner has kept it well. It is a little dirty, it is a little filthy. Maybe that's because the owner took it for a trip or somewhere. But apart from that, the way that this car drives, handles, performs, If you were to ask me what kilometers the car has run according to the driving feel, I would have said, say 40,000. So that is a pretty good deal for the Brezza. The Brezza was also launched when the EcoSport was selling, and the EcoSport was a good proposition. But the Brezza just brought in so many more features, so many more things. I think the Brezza's design looks a little better than the EcoSport 2, and with modernity and with age comes great design. I think the Brezza really took on to the Ford EcoSport and gave it good competition. So when you get in a pre-owned car, there are some things that you have to check with every car, and that is suspension components. Especially in urban cities like Pune or Mumbai or say Delhi, roads are bad, there is bad traffic, people drive through anything to just get home. We just went through a big rumbler. Can't help it, can't see it, can't help it. There is no other option but to drive through bad roads. So you gotta make sure that the suspension is tough, it's perfect, it's in good condition. If it has been replaced once, then that's good. Some people may think that, oh shit, suspension has been replaced, the car has a problem. But no, the car had a problem. It doesn't have a problem now because it's been replaced. If some reparations like suspension bits and bushings and paint work and scratches, dents, everything has been done. Honestly, some people think they wanted original, but I would rather have it that it's already been done, because then you don't have to really worry about anything. If your suspension's been changed maybe say 2 years ago, then it's going to last you for a good amount of time before it gives you any expense. So honestly, a car with changed components is much better than a car with unchanged components. It is an unpopular opinion, but I think it's the truth. It works for me always. I've been dealing in cars since 10 or 15 years. My father is also a pre-owned car dealer. So we go through anything and everything about the car. We've been through so many cars to realize that some cars with changed components, some cars with some upgrades are much better than stock cars, and that's what I like. But if you like a stock car, if you like a car that has had no problems in the past, then you can take a look at the service record, or you can also go to Maruti Certified and True Value. That's what the certified car platform is called, and you can pick a car from there. There they have certified car points, they have certain checks that the cars have been through, and they have routine services, routine intervals, they have the service history and all history of the car. In February of 2020, the Brezza received a visual makeover with revised bumpers, new skid plates, refreshed headlamps, tail lamps, wheels, and a more chrome-laden grille. Mechanically though, there was a seismic shift. The tried and tested diesel was dropped in favor of a BS6 compliant 1.5 litre K15 petrol motor producing 103 bhp and 138 Nm. This came mated to either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic gearbox, and the latter with Maruti's SHVS mild hybrid system. But this change cost the Brezza its small car GST advantage, since the engine now exceeded the 1200cc petrol cap. Later on in 2019, when BS6 phase came in, Maruti wasn't ready to comply because their engines had problems, and Fiat used to charge a lot of money from them to replace any kind of emission problems, and the exhaust manifold was in a different position, so they had a lot of issues, and that's all a different story. But then the Brezza came with the 1.5 litre petrol engine, the very known engine, the K15 motor, which is also in the Jimny, and it's got a 4-speed automatic, and that is okay. I would really keep my hands off that engine because I'm not really a fan of that K15 motor. It's okay, but it's not as good as this diesel engine. The Brezza hasn't really had any issues or any known or common issues, but apart from some small things like build quality, that's been a major factor for Maruti Suzuki cars in the past. Now they've improved. Now they're removing cars with 5-star BNCAP ratings, but earlier this car was rated 4-star. But the build quality isn't really nice. The thud from the door is too light. The car does feel light. The car gets dented or bumped easily. Let's say you're in Pune and a biker just rides his bike into you, you're for sure going to have a big dent on your car. So these are some problems that people had issues with. Nothing else. The car has never really had engine issues. It's a known reliable engine. It's been around for ages, and they've never really had any engine issues. Sometimes some people have noticed engine overheating, but that wasn't really a major issue. It was a small issue of a coolant leak, which could be fixed easily. Apart from that, they've honestly, Maruti Suzuki's never really have issues. Like, you never really have concrete issues. Like, for example, I have a Mini Cooper and the car's alternator had gone, and I had to order a new one because it's that R60 generation, it's the older generation. You don't get those parts here. For a 10,000 rupee alternator, I had to wait for 4 months. And that's not the problem with Suzuki cars. You have these online platforms, you have MGM, they give you all genuine parts, they give you genuine costs, and Maruti Suzukis are really cheap to maintain. This car has been driven for 1.15 lakh kilometers. Sorry for mentioning again, but it's really a big deal because of the way it drives. It's superb. So if you can get your hands on, let's say, a 40-50,000 kilometer driven car, that would still last you about 70-80,000 kilometers more, I think, without any major issues. You could get small services done, you could get normal checks done, but apart from that, I think the car is pretty good. The turbo diesel engine is a little lethargic. Even in the manual, it is a little lethargic till it reaches turbo, and to solve that, there's only one way, and that's getting a remap, an ECU remap done. You could get one from Wolf Moto. A lot of Brezza owners have got it done and recommended it. I think a diesel tune car is really fun to drive. The torque steer that you get, it's unbelievable. It's just fun in the world of EVs and these kind of cars. It's just fun to have a powerful diesel car, especially a small compact diesel car in your hand. It's just so much fun. People have also done some other mods, some ricer mods, I would call it. I'm not really a fan of that. And I think if you see a car with that mod, I don't think you should get it. One is the Jeep Compass or the Range Rover Evo grill. A lot of people have opted for those grills. A lot of people have opted to change wheels. I think the car's stock wheels look really nice. I don't think you got to really upgrade, get a new set. And if you have, you should have a good set of wheels on it. Not like a 15-20,000 aftermarket alloy. It's not really good looking. So yeah, I think the Brezza looks good stock. It also came with 3 packs. It came with Glamour, Sporty and Urban. Those are design packs. They had like stripes and they had black wheels and a lot of different options. They had this iCreative site where you could spec a lot of things for your Brezza. So Maruti really did a good job with the Brezza. They really wanted the car to boom. They really wanted good sales and they got it. The car was the highest selling SUV before the Creta. And that really is a big deal, right? So if you are in the market for a Brezza, these are the prices that you should be looking at. Dealers may ask for a lot of money, but we've done great research and we've come to a conclusion. If you're in the market for a 2016 Vitara Brezza, then the base or the LDI variant can be picked up for anywhere near 4 to 5 lakh rupees. If you're in the market for the ZDI Plus top of the line trim, it can be picked up for anywhere near 4.5 to 5.5 lakh rupees, depending on what transmission and condition of the car. And if you are in the market for the 2019 models, which is the facelifted one with the petrol K15 motor, then it can be picked up for anywhere near 7 to 9 lakh rupees, depending on how much the car is driven and the number of owners. If you were to buy a Brezza, what would you pay for a 2016 Vitara Brezza? Let us know in the comment section down below.